This is Mr. Winter.
Is that how you prepped at the last minute? Was with fish and chips?
And a pint.
I love that.
And my medication.
So it's a wavy start.
People do fun jobs.
Hey, I'm Mr. Winter and welcome to People Do Fun Jobs. This is the podcast which is all about finding inspiring people doing fun things, and we hear how they do what they do. Now, to me and you, Kiko Matthews is an extraordinary person doing extraordinary things. But as Kiko says, she's an ordinary person doing things she believes we're all capable of. So back in 2009, Kiko was diagnosed with a very serious and life-threatening illness, and she had to undergo surgery for that. Now, if you skip to 2018, 2 years ago, Kiko embarked on the biggest adventure of her life. Here's the real twist to the plot. Kiko, in 2018 during her training, was re-diagnosed with the same condition. She had to undergo serious surgery again and remove a tumour. And amazingly, within a month after that surgery, Kiko was back at training. She got on the sea and she broke a world record. She became the fastest woman in the world to row across the Atlantic, and she did it all on her own. A real lesson I took away from it was how key simplicity has been for Kiko, and how simplicity is really important in not only these big challenges, but in everyday life as well. Would you say that you actually nearly died?
Yeah, I did nearly die. Mum always tells me I nearly died. I mean, I didn't see any, pearly gates because I was awake for the whole of this.
So if we fast forward to 2018, you were embarking on quite the adventure. So take us to that point then, Kiko.
To the start line or to the pre-start line, would you like me to?
Maybe pre-start line, because it's pretty important what happened there. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So I'd got a paddleboard company. I'd left teaching, was just living my life, and I had a sort of motto, living and giving. So that was kind of like the plan in life. And I thought I'd do it all about overcoming adversity and empowering women, because it was about kind of girls or women doing things which were slightly maybe more the kind of thing that you'd expect a man to be doing. And actually we can all go out there and survive, which I think we're kind of getting to realize now, that women are equally as awesome, if not more awesome.
Oh yeah.
Strong ladies. And so I thought I'd do that and kind of inspire young girls to do things and just be honest and enjoy life. And then midway through my training, Mum just sort of, I don't know, Mum always says she has these hunches. She said I should go to the doctor and have my bloods taken just before I go. And so I did that in May, and turned out that my tumour had returned 8 years later in the middle of my training for this, like, the biggest thing of my life, or a pretty big thing for anybody's life. It was pretty close to the to the start date for most people probably. But I was hell bent on it. Like, I'm going. Like, no matter. The whole purpose of this was to show people about overcoming adversity. One of them was the thing was about that. So, like, why not? This is like the best story you could possibly have to do that.
Woo! Right, that's enough. Don't want to make you jealous. Now you can see why I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
You rode the Atlantic solo, that's the headline, but are you literally on your own the whole time? You don't have a sort of like support boat following at any stage?
No, there was. I had someone on the end of the satellite phone. Saw a few not cruise ships, a few like container ships along the way, and I saw a little sailing boat at one point. I've been at sea so long that I really thought it was my future husband to be in the sailing boat that was going to come and see me. It never happened.
Your knight in shining boat.
And in some places, I was told that the people were closer to me on the space station up there than they were on a boat over there or over there. So yeah, I was definitely on my own.
So you're at a point where people were closer to you if they were in space than actually on land.
Yep.
Yeah, that's terrifying. So
Very cool.
it's very cool. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why you're the one who did it, right? So I threw this out to Instagram, and I to say that I was doing the podcast with you, and if anyone had any questions, and I did pick one out. What was your mental mind space like during the row, and how did you keep yourself going?
An amazing sunset with amazing wind and some dolphins would make you like super happy, or an email that would come through would be, just lift you, there was nothing more than that, because there isn't much more in your life other than that. It's like your whole life, everything that's happening in your life is in your boat or around you. So it's either the elements or your food or your physical well-being.
But do you enter a place of sort of meditative, a meditative state of mind? That must be
5 weeks. That took about 5 weeks to get there.
To sort of go peacefully within.
Yeah, just go with it. Just go with the flow. And the time went, and can't really remember how many shifts I'd done today. And what's going on? Like, just look around. And that's a nice wave. Oh, there's a nice bird. And it's time for sleep. And back on the oars. And that sort of scenario. But there was definitely a sort of mid-ocean battle where you've been rowing for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And you still have no idea how much longer you've got left, because the only thing you know that you're sure of is the distance. You don't know what the weather's going to do or anything like that. So you've got no idea whether you're in the boat for another 2 weeks or another 10 weeks. So you kind of just have to let it be. And I had quite a good community of supporters, and I had a good purpose. So like raising the money and all that sort of stuff. So when I was feeling a little bit like, I had a whole lot of letters that people and cards that people had like sent me. So I would open one of those or think about why I was doing it.
Yeah.
And normally have a sleep.
Certainly for me, but I think generally for people this year throughout the pandemic and lack of work and just simplifying everything, I think people have found that it is the simple things day to day that keep you going. And I think people realize that's kind of all you need to an extent. I mean, it's like going on a holiday, isn't it? You're in that state of mind where you're just eating and living and relax in that relaxed state. Obviously, rowing is not maybe relaxing, but I think
it had its moments.
Yeah, right. So, but I think that the mind survives so well when things are simpler and less busy. You are doing this huge challenge. It is simple in a way, isn't it? You're eating, sleeping.
Yeah, very simple.
Rowing.
It's nothing. That's it. You got nothing to worry about. You've got no worries in the world. I mean, when the weather's a bit hectic, it might be a bit more stressful, but there's nothing you can do about it. You're like, what is worrying going to do to help your situation? We buy all these things to make our lives easier, and actually all we're doing is complicating it and making it so much more stressful. And actually we could just get rid of everything and live on a little boat with just the food you need and the water you need and the clothes you like. My washing, all you have to do is clean two pairs of pants, and that's it. Clean one, dry one, and that's your washing for 49 days, as opposed to worrying about like, what material is it? Is it going to shrink, or does it need to go in the washing machine or the dryer, or do I need to hand wash it, or is it going to run, or all those stresses you get just with the washing machine, And if you amplify that with every single thing in your life, you're constantly like, I can't do that, or should I be doing that? Or it's like you don't have to do that. You just go, it's time to get up, go and do my rowing, and look, there's a nice little view. Oh, that's a nice cloud. Well, look at those waves; they're nice. Oh, my bum doesn't hurt on this shift. That's nice. Let me put my suntan lotion on. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, am I looking all right? Yeah, looking fine.
Yeah. And
just in case,
Yeah, just in case you pass the seagull on the way.
Yeah, exactly. I did say my mantra after surviving was living and giving. So you have to live your life and give back. Everybody should be giving back because everybody's living, right?
But it's the cycle, isn't it? That's how it works.
Yeah, you're all given food. You're all given food and air and water and allowed to live and breathe and greatness. Like, why aren't we all giving back to whoever is allowing that to happen?
Yeah. You're touching
Get spiritual about it.
I was going to say, is that a religious belief there or a spiritual one?
It's a belief in nature.
Yeah. Mother Nature.
Every single thing we do on a daily basis has been given to us by the sun and the air and the rain. And we take it completely for granted. It was like free, wasn't it? Before that plant got turned into money, it was all given to us for free. And it's like, thanks. Cheers for that. And I want to give you back.
We're all breathing the same air. And what advice would you give someone who's inspired by what you do?
Just live and give and just do it. Like I always say, just do it. Everyone goes, oh, but I don't know how to. And everyone's always got an excuse for not doing something.
Yeah.
And, they haven't got enough money. I didn't have any money when I started out. I just, I don't know, I was doing all sorts of things to make ends meet, and I was living at someone's house to nanny. But there's always a way if you really want something. So if there's too many excuses, it's not the right thing for you. To find something and to challenge yourself, because without the challenges, how do you know how good you are at something?
Yeah.
Because it's not until you've tried to do something difficult that you can succeed in something difficult. If you just keep on plodding along in a job you're in, or you're comfortable, you're not really being your best, are you? And humans are bloody amazing. Like, they've got so many awesome qualities and abilities. It seems like a waste to not have a go at seeing how good you are at something.
Kiko, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. You've been on my list actually for ages because I met you a while ago, but I've given you about 2 days notice. So thank you so much for being so flexible. And your story is obviously so extraordinary and inspiring, and it's got so many twists to the tales as well. You've achieved things where you on paper you shouldn't have achieved them, and I think that's just goes to show, yeah,
what everyone can do.
100%.
Even though they might not look like it on paper, everyone has the ability.
If you want to hear this podcast in full, all you need to do is head to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and search Mr. Winter or People Do Fun Jobs. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
This has been a Mr. Winter production.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Just search Mr. Winter Official.
Available now on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
This is Mr. Winter. Let's go!